Now, if you'd like to go even further and make your announcement banners even more personal, you can create your own graphics for them. That could seem a little bit daunting. You might think, oh, I'm not a graphic designer, or I'd have no idea where to start to do that. I don't have any graphic editing software like Photoshop or Illustrator, but you don't really need these. We can just use PowerPoint to create an announcement banner with our own graphic, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So if I'm over here and I click on announcement, you might have noticed in the last video that when I clicked on the image, there were two options: choose an illustration and upload an image. If I choose upload an image, I can click on here and find a picture that I have saved on my computer. It's also giving me the dimensions of my banner. So if I click on upload an image and just choose any random picture I have on my computer, it might not really work for the banner dimensions very well. It might be too big or too small, it might pixelate out. So I will show you how you can use PowerPoint so that this doesn't happen. Now the first step is to take a screenshot of where it says type a headline. Now as I'm on a MacBook, I'm going to choose Command-Shift-4 and just select around here. And then this screenshot will go onto my desktop. Okay, so let's go over into PowerPoint and I'll show you how to create one of the announcement banners. So I'm going to open up PowerPoint here and we're going to create this custom banner for our cooking class. And then I'll take you through how to make a few other different ones. So I'm over here on the slide and I don't want these titles, so let's click and delete them. Then let me find my screenshot that I've taken and put it onto the slide. Now I'm going to resize it just slightly, and I've already played around with this a bit, so I know that probably this size is good. I'm going to come up to insert on the ribbon and choose shapes and choose a square. Then I'll drag out my square and I'm going to fill it in. Now I can use any of the theme colors or the standard colors. But if I don't like that, I can always choose more fill colors and then create my own green. That's looking a bit light. I'll try this darker one. I'm going to remove the border, so I'm going to click up here and choose no outline. Now to get a graphic, I can come over to insert, and PowerPoint has an option that says icons. Now there are lots and lots and lots of different icons, and once you get going and making your own banners, there's endless possibilities of how many different types of banners that you can create, and then you can start to layer some of the different icons up and create little scenes and things like that. So I can keep scrolling through here forever and a day to try and find this apple, or I'm just going to come up to the search icon and type in apple and select it and choose insert from the bottom right hand corner. Resize my apple. Now in graphic design, but more in terms of print, if you're putting icons or graphics or text right on the edge, sometimes these get chopped off, especially in the printing process, but could happen in this as well. So what we do is leave something that we refer to as bleed. And that's just a little bit of extra color on the edge or a border so that our picture or text doesn't get chopped off. Let's color in our apple. So come over to graphics format on the ribbon and choose graphics fill. And I'm going to choose a brighter color green so it stands out from the darker green background. Now I could just leave the banner like this and take a screenshot and upload it into Teams. However, I might want to put a text box in there with some custom font. Adding text into the image means that I can use any font that I like, and I don't have to worry that other users don't have this font installed on their computer. So let's insert a text box. Now once I'm happy with this, I might want to change the font type and color and size. Now feel free to play around and experiment with some of the different fonts, though I would suggest probably sticking away from Comic Sans MS and the rainbow gradient colouring with the shadow background. That's quite Windows 95, so let's skip 25 years ahead. Now you can make your font a little bit bigger, and you might want to change the colour. Now I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm going to take a screenshot and then upload this into my Teams announcement. Now I'm on a MacBook, so I'm going to choose Command-Shift-4 to select around the area I want for my screenshot. And then I can flip over to Teams and add that into my announcement banner. So let's jump back into Teams and add in our custom graphic that we created in PowerPoint for our Teams announcement. So click on Start a New Conversation and the A to expand this. Click on New Conversation and choose Announcement. Now this time when I click on the image, I'm going to choose Upload an Image. And then click on Upload an Image and find my screenshot that I've made and choose Open. And I can see I've got my custom graphic in here and it's looking pretty good. If I want to, I could zoom in, but I think it looks all right like this. So I'm going to leave it and then choose Done. Then I can add in a subheading. You might want to mention your students or another teacher. Then you can add in an emoji or a Giphy or a sticker. I'm going to add in a Giphy because I really like these. Now I could look up Apple, or I might want to look up cooking. And I think I'll choose the Swedish chef from the Muppets. If I want to, I could add in maybe a stream or something else. And I could come over to the top right and choose Mark as an important announcement so that students know that it is important. But maybe I don't need to do this. And then in the bottom right, I'm going to send my new announcement with custom banner. And there you can see we've got Mrs. Hurst cooking class with an apple and letting the students know that we're going to be cooking online to make an apple pie, and creating a bit of excitement for them in our upcoming classes. Now I'll show you how you can make some different type of banners and some little tips and tricks in case you're a little bit nervous about making your own graphics. So let's jump back into PowerPoint and I'm going to go through some of the different types of banners that you can create, some design tricks, and then how to put the banners together. So let's go to PowerPoint. Now what you might want to start off with is just the different types of classes that you have. So we've got literacy or coding or biology. You could make some banners that draw students' attention to the type of team meetings that they're going to be having. This could be a Q&A session, it could be a Teams meeting lecture, or it could be a whiteboard type lesson. So the students are aware of what type of Teams meeting they have coming up. Rather than just scheduling the team meeting, the students will have more of an understanding of what that meeting is about. You could look at some of the extra features that are in Teams, so things like a class notebook, forms and stream. So you might want to let students know when they have an assignment coming up, when they have a quiz coming up, or if you have uploaded a stream video that has a forms quiz embedded in it. And this can be really helpful to students as it will direct their attention to the different areas within Teams you want them to use or the different applications you would like them to complete assignments in. If you're just a beginner, you can start by making a banner with just one type of graphic on it. When you get a little bit more confident, you can start to add in more icons and shapes to create a layered effect. And when you've practiced for a little bit, you can start to create some scenes, and these are really interesting and fun to make. They do take a little bit of extra time, but I'll go through how to make each of these different types of banners. I'm going to go over some design hints, tips and tricks to make it easier for you to create your own banner. Now, if you're a beginner, it's a really good idea to just start off really simple. Choose a color for the background of your banner and choose black text and a black icon. Or choose white text with a white icon, and it looks nice and neat and clean and simple. If you want to experiment a little bit more, this one here is a biology class about bugs, and we're taking two colors that have to do with the theme and putting them into the banner. So we're taking the soil, which is where bugs live, and making that brown. And then we've got our little grasshopper in here, which is green. And again, keeping it quite simple, just 2 colors. When you start to put in too many colors, that's when it can start to look a little bit messy. If you want to start incorporating more color, a good rule of thumb is to have a bright color or a pastel color. And then when you add on your graphic, use that same color, but make it a little bit of a darker shade. And that works every time. I'm going to take you through how to create 3 of the different banner types. A simple icon banner, a layered icon banner, and then a scene. So over on my icons, I'm going to choose this globe and choose insert. Now all of the icons are standard black. I could turn it to white like we were talking about before, either black with black text or white with white text. We're going to look at making it just a darker shade of this blue. Let's go up to the graphics fill, and this is the blue here that I used. If I choose more fill colors, I could use the slider and move it up to make it a little bit darker. Or in the color wheel, if I move it on a diagonal, it should be in the same tonal range. And then I can click OK. Choosing a simple color palette which is in the same tonal range makes your graphic look really slick and professional. I'm going to layer up some of the icons for the next one. So I'm going to search icons and type in fish. Click on my fish and click insert. Go over to the graphics fill. I'm going to make him orange. I could copy and paste this fish if I wanted to and keep layering it up, but I can also see on the other side that I've got this fish with a hook. So let's grab that and click insert as well. And move this over here so it gives me some baby fish. And I'm going to make those orange too, but I might try and give them just a bit of a different tone. Okay, so I'm happy with my fish color, but I don't really want that hook in there. So how can I get rid of it? If I right click on here, I can choose convert to shape. I'm going to choose yes. Now what it does is break up this icon into different parts. So if I click on them with my mouse, I can make those bigger and smaller or rotate them, or I can even color one of these fish in different if I wanted to. So if I go over here to my shape format, I'm going to make this fish red. Then I'm going to click on the hook and hit delete on my keyboard, and there goes my hook. So I've got some of my little fish swimming along here, and I can copy and paste, and then I might resize, and it looks like I have a little school of fish swimming along. I could leave it like this if I want to, but I'm going to add just a little bit of water. So I'm going to type in water, and I'm going to grab the guy who's swimming, and I'm going to do what I did before. So right click, convert to shape, yes, and delete the bits that I don't want. Then I'm going to grab my water and move it on top of the fish, and I can color it in and copy and paste. And make it look like the fish are swimming underwater. If I wanted to get really fancy, I might go and add in bubbles. And add some bubbles in for the fish. Now I'm looking at my banner and I'm not really happy with the colors of it. So don't be afraid to experiment and think, okay, I don't think these colors are really working. So let's change some of this around and have a go at making it look a little bit different. So I think I like the coloring of that much better, and I might stick with that. I think that looks a little bit better like an underwater scene. Don't ever be afraid to experiment and throw your idea out and start all over again. The last one I'm going to show you how to do is one of these scenes, and I'll show you how to make this science one. It's actually not as complicated as it seems. It does take a little bit of time, so experiment again. If you're bored one night and you want to have a go, just see what you can come up with. So let's have a look and pull it apart. So we've got a square shape and another square shape. And then we've got these different beakers and some bubbles and a microscope, and then little stands that the beakers are sitting on, and I'll show you how we got those. Let's go and make our little science scene. So I'm going to go to Insert and choose Shapes and grab a square and draw out my square. Now the color of this was white, and I don't want an outline on here. And then I'm just going to copy and paste to save some time. And I'm going to make this a light blue color because I think lots of science benches in schools are that color. Now let's add in our icons of science. So go to icons, and we've still got bubbles here. So let's grab these quickly because we need a few of these. Now, if you're having trouble seeing, just zoom in. It makes it so much easier to start creating this graphic. All right, let's add in our science icons. Let's type science into the search icon. And I'm able to select multiple things at once and click insert. Now they've come into the middle of the page, so let's zoom out. And then I'm going to move them all over here and zoom back in again. And start to move these around and resize them to where I'd like them to be positioned. You can flip objects around really easily by just dragging from one side to the other. All right, there are my little beakers, my bubbles. Now I just need a stand for my beakers to sit on. I can go all the way through the shapes and try and find or see something that can work. And I used this little easel from Arts. Grab it and pull it down where you want it to be. And pull it apart by right-clicking on it and choose Convert to Shape. Choose Yes. And select the bits that you don't want. And now I've got this nice little stand that I can use for my beakers to sit on. And I might want to resize them a little bit to make them look a little bit more sciencey. Maybe move these around a bit. I can see here that my blue square is not exactly in line with the pink. So let's fix that up as well. Now that I've got my scene set, let's color all of this in. Let's make them a bit strange colors. It's a bit science and potion-y. Color the bubbles in. Color my stands in. And zoom out and see if I'm happy with it. Maybe the bubbles aren't that good a color, so I'll go back and try again. So if it's the same purple as that, let's make it just a little bit lighter. Probably could brighten this blue up a little bit. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's take a screenshot and upload it into our Teams announcement banner. Let's jump back over into Teams and create this announcement. So click on Start a New Conversation. Click on the A to expand this box, New Conversation and Announcement. Click on our image icon, upload an image. Click on Upload an Image and find that screenshot that we created of our science scene. Choose Open and click Done. Let's type in a headline. and put in a subheadline. Mention a student or a teacher. If you want to attach anything, or an emoji or a Giphy or a sticker. I really love these Giphies, so let's add some of these in here. Now I've changed my Giphy idea because I like Harry Potter and I want to use this Hermione one right here. Then let's send this announcement. So we've managed to create our own custom announcement banner for Teams just using PowerPoint. And we've made a quite complex one with a little scene and all the different little icons that we've put together. And it's looking pretty interesting, and I think the students will really like it.